Hey, how y'all doing today? This is Joshua Kirksey. Just want to talk to you all about, man, trusting in God. I know it's like, oh, trust in God. Yeah, that is sometimes better said than done. Just my own personal testimony, man, of in April, God told me to leave my job. And I was like, oh, what? I'm good. I'm a banker, my money's coming in, all that jazz. But he was like, leave. I was like, yeah, let me talk to my wife. Not because I didn't believe God, but because I was like, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm just, on something else. And I'm like, let me talk to my wife because she's sometimes the more level headed one. So, I was like, okay, hey, babe, I feel like God is telling me, to leave my job. She was like, yeah, I feel like, that's kind of the direction God is telling you to go. I was like, wait a minute, what? You was supposed to be the one that kind of bring me back to earth. But then I'm like, okay, God. I'm like, hey, well, if my wife is on board, and I feel like you saying this, I'm gonna have a sign, like Gideon. I was like, I'm gonna have to have a sign that's like undeniable. So God was like, all right. So he ended up shutting me out my whole system. Not just like, oh, I can't, my computer won't work, but literally somehow in the IT department, a message was sent to the IT people and it's like, oh, erase me, basically remove me from the whole system. I couldn't access my emails. I couldn't get on the system, things like that. So I'm like, all right, okay. Well, God, you are really telling me to leave my job. So I'm like, I'm going to go off faith. Maybe he's opening up doors for music, things like that, for teaching. All right. So I leave. I'm like, oh, this is, I feel at peace and everything. And then 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh, we're pregnant. So I'm like, oh, okay. Sure. So long story short, man, I understand trusting God can be very, frustrating because you don't know the outcome. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's happening. You just have to trust in that the word of God is telling you like, hey, well, leave your job and do this. And sometimes you're like, okay, well, how is this going to be taken care of? How are my bills going to be taken care of? How am I'm going to take care of my family? How I'm going to do all these things? And sometimes you just have to decide like, look, I'm going to trust in you because I know you have my best interests. It may be frustrating and it may be hard, but I know you got me without a shadow of a doubt. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm not even gonna lie, it be very frustrating. Sometimes I question, did I hear you correctly? Did I leave too early? Was I supposed to have a plan? But I still feel the presence of God like, no, just trust me. Just continue to trust me. I always think about how God told like Abraham, like, hey, leave your father's land, leave all that, your relatives and everything. I'm going to send you to a place, basically where you're going to prosper. Abraham didn't see this place. Abraham could have been chilling in his hometown with his inheritance, with whatever, with his family, with his comfortability. But he trusts in God, man. And I just want to leave you with this encouragement. No matter what the situation is, God's got you. God has you. Just trust in him. Lean into him. Even when it feels painful, just lean into him. And he has you. So I just want to encourage you all today. And we will continue this series on next week. Because I know a lot of people sometimes struggle with trusting God. So tune in next week. All right. Bye.